What is going on, everyone? It's DJ Kuhl, and today we're going to be combining R&B and drill. This is the last video in my combining drill with another genre series, so, let's make it go super hard, and we're going to make something crazy with some R&B vibes. We're going to make something that Chris Brown and Pop Smoke could have collabed on, so I'm going to start by finding a sound for the melody, probably an Electro X, even though I went out and bought contacts since the last time I recorded a video. But we're going to try something with Electra, and I'll be back once I find a sound in there. I found this safe pad inside the Roy Major Pluto Electra bank, and I'm really liking how it sounds here. And you may have noticed I slowed the BPM down. That's because I want to kind of make it more towards that, standard kind of R&B slower vibe, but, not slow it down too much. So I'm going to pop into the piano roll, and we can start playing some chords. I do have a half-speed, high-pass EQ, and a reverb on here, just for an FYI. So I'm going to start with this F-sharp minor 7 chord. I was messing around with some chords at the when I was choosing the sound, and this one was sounding kind of cool, so... Alright, this sounded like a good vibe so far. So, I went from the 1, F sharp, right up to the 4, which is B. Now I'm going to go up to the 5, which is C sharp. So, we got that. This is not in the right place, obviously, but I just want to get the normal notes in, and then we can move them down to form an inversion. Sounds more the right area here, so... And then I'm gonna do this again. And I'm gonna loop this whole thing. And I'm gonna actually change this second chord over here to an E. And I'm gonna do that by moving the E down to the bottom. So it's technically the same notes, but if we put the E to the bottom, we can switch the bass note to an E, and it'll sound more like a E major 7 chord instead of the other chord that we were using before, that C sharp minor 7 chord. So yeah, we're getting a little more complex than what I usually do, with some 7 chords, but 7 chords really add a lot of layer to your normal chords. The 7 chords add a lot more variety, like texture. I don't know if those are the right words to really describe it, but it makes the chord sound more full than your standard kind of chords. So here's what this sounds like so far. Yeah, that sounded like a vibe so far. So now what I'm going to do is going to go find some drums, and then we can start messing with those to kind of make a drill R&B vibe. Alright, so these are the drum sounds that I gathered for you guys. We got this contra sound kick here, kind of a standard drill kick. We got this perk. I hear this in R&B songs a lot. We got a jug hi-hat, one of my favorite drill hats. This Indeed snare. Then we got this perk here. And you'll notice that I bounce the melody out to an audio file because, gross people make things weird, sometimes when you're working on stuff in FL Studio. So I'm just going to start by putting in the snare in just your normal spots for drill. Nothing really revolutionary there, but now let's move on to the kick, because I kind of want to get a little bounce going so we can put in our perks after we get that kick in. So gotta make sure we put the soft clipper on. Yeah, that sounded nice. So now I'm gonna work with this hat here. Alright, so we got the hats all set. Just gotta make sure to paste them in over here as well. So now I'm gonna move on to adding in those perks. Gonna make these perks, you know, fit them in the mix better. Alright, so we got a nice little bounce there. So now what I'm going to go do is I'm going to go find a synth bass, I'm thinking. And we can, you know, put in a little sub bass, you know, beneath this mix. So what I ended up doing was coming into Serum and making a quick synth bass on my own. So I'm not really like a Serum like wizard or anything, but I'll try to explain to the best of my abilities, you know, what I did in, you know, kind of a technical terms. So took a sine wave, you know, added the unison, turned that all the way up, and, you know, pitched it down with a sub, turned up the attack a little bit, and put portamento always on and turned up the knob, as well as turning mono on and adding in an MG low filter 18. God, this is a lot to say. And then I came into effects and added on hyperdimension. I didn't change anything here. And then distortion, I turned up the drive and then added a low pass filter on the distortion. So now it sounds like this. And it's kind of a simple sub bass. So I'm thinking we can layer that in underneath what we got so far. So let's do that. Let's try some synth bass slides. Speaking of slides, we should probably turn up the portamento a little bit. That's like the So notice as I turn it up, that slide time is really increasing. So we gotta make sure we got a good balance there. Copy that over real quick because it's mostly the same chords except for the end, which we're going to bring in that E. Add in a little more slides at the end here. Alright, so I'm really liking the vibe of that, but I think it's missing a little something else that we could add in, and I'm going to put in a little counter melody, so let me find a sound for that, and I'll be back once I got that done. Alright guys, so for this counter melody sound, I chose this boys choir, Ooze, from Omnisphere. I adjusted this timbre knob. I'm so bad at pronunciation, man. This timbre knob, and so it sounds something like this now. Let's start playing that in. I don't want to make this like really ambient sounding, so I don't want to do anything too crazy with it, so. can kind of copy and paste that over there, and we can make some more changes to it. Do one more note and kind of walk it up like that. Yeah, so I think we got all the pieces that we need, so I'm gonna go arrange this beat and I will be back once I got that done. Alright guys, so I have arranged the R&B and drill beat. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown on what I did, and then I will play the beat for you guys. So in the beginning, like all my beats, I just start with just the melody, and I have some perks coming here as well as this transition sound. Then we come into the chorus, and as I said, we're going to be using that counter melody in certain spots, you know, and we got it right here. And at the start of the verse, cut out some drum sounds, bring it back in, and then just the melody and the bass before it builds back up. And much of the same in the second part here. It's just I swapped out different stuff here, you know, the hat's here but the hat's not here, and just other stuff like that, you know, cuts here and whatnot. And then the outro is just the melody and the bass. So now I'm gonna play this for you guys. Alright guys, so that is the beat. We combined R&B and drill, and I kind of like the vibe, you know. I could totally hear like a Chris Brown or Pop Smoke kind of collab on this, you know, maybe a little TJ as well. You know, Pop Smoke has proved that he's very versatile, so, you know, I could definitely I've heard him bodying this beat, so, you know, rip Pop. And yeah, so I hope you guys, you know, enjoyed this video and maybe learned something, got inspired. And if you did, please go down, do me a huge favor, hit that like button, you know, drop a comment, let me know what you thought, you know, give me some feedback and whatnot. And I was on my YouTube analytics page, right, and I was checking it, and only around 10% of the people who actually watch my videos are subscribed. So go down right now, hit that subscribe button, you know, it would help me out a great deal, allow me to keep producing content. So we just hit 600 subs on the channel. I'm really thankful for all you guys who subscribed. Thank you so much. If we could hit 1,000 by the end of the year, that would be crazy. That would be mad. So, you know, go down, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, you know, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.